Hi, this is Steven from Data Video, and today I wanted to give you a tutorial on how to set up your computer to connect to the PTC-140 camera series so that we can do product updates. Now, when the PTC-140 series camera ships, it ships with a static IP address by default, which is 192.168.5.163. So the first thing that we need to do to connect to it and talk to it via its browser interface is we need to go into our Windows network settings here. We're going to click that, and you're going to see that we have Wi-Fi network and we've got a LAN network. But we're going to scroll down here, we're going to go to change adapter options, and we'll leave our Wi-Fi alone. That can be left alone. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go to properties. We're going to go to Internet Protocol version 4, and then what we're going to do is we're going to type in a static IP address for the network card on the computer, 192.168.5.160. So we don't want to actually be the same IP address number as our camera, and when you click on this it'll autofill. Don't worry about DNS. We're going to click OK, and then we'll click OK again. And then we'll click OK again and or close. And then we'll go ahead and we can get rid of this background window, and we'll leave this open because we're going to have to come back and change this later. So now what we've done is we've matched the IP address range of the computer's network card to the actual camera's network IP range. So what we're going to do here is we're going to type in 192.168.5.163. And there you go. We're ready to log into the camera. So now we're going to just type in admin. Admin again is the default, and we're going to go ahead and click login. What you're seeing here is there is no Flash Player. Flash Player is actually going away at the end of 2020, and we have a great new firmware that actually utilizes HTML5 for the preview. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and download that, and we'll go ahead and apply the update just so that you can see how that's done. So first we're going to go to update, and you can see the version number. Okay, this is the version number of it, and all you have to do is go to datavideo.com, and the page will load here, and we're going to go and search, accept this, and we're going to go to PTC-140, and we'll see it here in the search, and we're going to go to downloads right here. Okay, downloads, and then here's the camera firmware, and most times you'll see that we have a lot of our important documents for the cameras on the actual product page here. So we're going to download this, we're going to go ahead and save it. I'll do save as, and I'm going to save it to the desktop instead of downloads. And it's done. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to the desktop. I'm going to double click it. I'm just going to drag this folder out actually. Let's see here. So we'll drag that out. You can get rid of the zipped version of the folder. And now we have the downloadable for the update. So we have two files. We have one here and one here. We're going to start with this one first. There are release notes. There is an update procedure always in the zip folder when we do make downloads available. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our camera, and we're going to browse for the file. It's on the desktop, and you'll see here we're going to start with this one. Just select it, click open, and you'll see that it's here. We're going to go ahead and hit upgrade, and it'll go ahead and process, and what it's going to say is we need to log into the camera after the update so we can apply the second file. So it doesn't take too long. I'll let this go here so you can see it. Okay, so basically upgrade was successful. We're going to confirm. We're going to go ahead and log out while the camera reboots. We'll close this tab is what I usually do. And we don't probably need this page anymore, so we'll just open up a new tab, and what we're going to do is 92.168, it's coming up again, so there we go. And now we're ready to log back into the camera again. And it's going to take a little bit longer because it's going to load up the HTML5 preview initially after the first update file that we've just processed. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a second. But we can actually, if we want to, we could bypass this if we wanted to, but there's our preview. Sorry, nothing really interested to look at on the camera view. We're going to go to configuration again, go to update, browse for that second file, click open, and we're going to upgrade that one. So great, so basically now we've updated our camera on Windows. Go ahead and log out, and we'll log back in one more time. We'll close this out. The camera will go through a little bit of an internal reboot, and then it'll come back up. So when you type in the IP address again, sometimes it might be a little slow to come up, but it'll find the page and it'll load it. Just give it a second. And give it a second, and it'll probably pull it just as soon as it's finished with the reboot. If not, we'll do a refresh on the page. So we refresh the page, and now you'll see that it's back. I would say normally on the second file you probably want to give it at least maybe a minute before you log back in normally, but I was trying to speed it up here. So we're going to log back in. We're going to go back to configuration. We're going to check our update to see that the version did change. Now what we need to do is go back to the network card settings, but first we're going to log out. We'll confirm that. Go back to the network cards after we opened up that window we had. We'll go back to properties, go to Internet Protocol, and we're going to change it to obtain an IP automatically and obtain DNS. Click OK. That way you won't have any problems when you go to reconnect to a network later on. Click close, and now we're finished. Thank you for watching.